Hello, my dear boys. Good morning. Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty. Welcome all of you to my online physics class. Okay, so in this lecture, we will try to solve another board question, especially Dhaka board question 2020. Okay, so let's see today's creative board question and its solution. So this is our Dhaka board question number 4. Okay, so here the question is, you see a graph. So this is our stem for this question. Okay, here you see that in our x-axis we have given time t and y-axis velocity v, which unit is meter per second. Okay, so here two car is traveling a path, first car OAB path and second car CD path. Okay, so the graph shows velocity versus time from the graph OAB. From the graph you see that OAB, this path. Okay, so from the graph OAB line for the first car and CD line for the second car. Okay, so question number A, what is periodic motion? Okay, what is periodic motion? Okay, question number B, why the traveling distance is not equal? Why the traveling distance is not equal when same amount of force applied of different mass bodies? Okay, this is our comprehension based question. Okay, now question number C, determine the acceleration of the first car. Okay, determine the acceleration of the first car. Okay, and question number D, which car traveling more distance? Which car traveling more distance in 30 seconds? Okay, which car traveling more distance in 30 seconds? Analyze mathematically. So this is our Dhaka board 2020 question number 4. Now we will try to calculate this question step by step. So our question number A is, what is periodic motion? Okay, so the answer is, if the motion of a moving object is such that it passes repeatedly through a definite point, it passes repeatedly through a definite point in the same direction, in the same manner, in a definite interval, point it in a definite interval of time. Okay, then this motion is called periodic motion. Okay, I am repeat the definition again. If the motion of a moving object is such that it passes repeatedly through a definite point in the same direction, in the same manner, okay, in a definite interval of time, then this motion is called periodic motion. Okay, so our question number B is, why the traveling distance is not equal when same amount of force applied of different mass bodies? Explain briefly. Okay, so the explanation is, when the same amount of force applied to different mass bodies, the bodies get different amount of acceleration. Okay, the bodies get different amount of acceleration. Different accelerations produce different velocities to the bodies. Different accelerations produce different velocities to the bodies. Okay, so the bodies travel a different distance. Okay, so the traveling distance is not equal when same amount of force applied of different mass bodies. So our question number C is determine the acceleration of the first car. Okay, so from the figure you see that the OAB path is for first car. Okay, so here the path is OAB, but in OA path this car or first car travel with acceleration, and AB path it travel with uniform velocity. So we will get acceleration for OA path. Okay, for OA path. By analyze OA path, we get the initial velocity u equal to 0 because the curve starts in an steady position. Okay, and the final velocity from graph we get the final velocity 40 meter per second. meter per second, and from graph for OA path it travel 20 second time. Okay, so traveling time t for first curve is 20 second. From graph we get 20 second. Okay, 20 second. Now we know V equal to U plus AT. Okay, V equal to U plus AT. Now AT equal to V minus U, or therefore A equal to V minus U by T. Okay, so here V is 40 and U is 0 and time T is 20 second. So our acceleration is 2 meter per second. So the acceleration of the first car is 2 meter per second square. The unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So 2 meter per second square. So this is the answer for question number C. Now we will discuss for the answer for question number D. Okay, here the question is which car traveling more distance in 30 seconds. Okay, so which car is traveling more distance in 30 seconds. For this question we need to modify this figure as here for first car here the time is mentioned 30 seconds. Okay, so we see that the second car is traveled for 30 seconds, but in figure you see that the first car is traveled for 40 seconds. Now we need to convert it for 30 seconds. Okay, so here suppose this point is E and this point was B. Okay, this point is E but this point was B. Okay, now you need to modify this figure like this. Okay, and you should draw this if you want to answer by this process. Okay, here trapezium OAED represents the area of OAED trapezium represents the distance traveled by the first car for 30 seconds. Okay, so the area of trapezium OAED equal to half into summation of the parallel line. So here parallel line is AE and OD. Okay, summation of parallel line AE plus OD multiplication with the distance of these two parallel line, like ED. Okay, so from graph here AE is 30 minus 20, so 10. Okay, AE is 10 plus OD is 30. Okay, and ED, distance ED represents 40. Okay, distance 40. Okay, by calculating we get 800 meter. So we can see say that distance traveled by the first car is 800 meters. Okay, so distance traveled by the first car is 800 meter. Now we will discuss for second car. Okay, for second car the traveling path is CD. Okay, so here CD the distance of CD traveling path will be our area of the triangle of OCD. Okay, OCD area of triangle, the triangle of OCD, the area of triangle OCD represents the distance traveled by the second car. Okay, here the area of second car, area of OCD, triangle OCD equal to, we know that half into base into height. Okay, here if OD our base, then height will be OC. Okay, now half of the OD line represents 30 and OC line represents 60. Okay, this line, this OD line represents the time line and OC line represents the velocity line. Okay, so here the value of OD is 30 from graph and value of OC is 60 from graph. Okay. Now calculating, we get 900 meter. So distance travel by the second car is 900 meter for 30 seconds. Each time both of this car for time 30 seconds. Okay, or traveling time, for traveling time 30 seconds. Okay, now we get the first car. First car traveled 800 meter and second car traveled 900 meter. Okay, so we see that the second car will traveled more distance in 30 seconds. Okay, so here a discussion will be distance travel by the first and second car is 800 meter and 900 meter respectively in 30 second time. So the second car will traveling more distance in 30 seconds. Okay, so this is our answer for question number D, and this is all for today. In our next class, we will try to discuss another board question, especially Dhaka board question 2020. Okay, so until then, thank you, boys.